Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Game 2 for DreamHack Bucharest. DreamHack Open, of course, inviting us to come cast at the community streams. Very honored, very happy to be here. This is Rifkin. I'm casting today with Doom Esports. And spawning here in the upper left corner of the map, representing Team Acer once again, it's the Red Zerg player, Bly.
To the southeastern portion of Belshire Vestige, it is the Blue Zerg player, waytosmexy.
Alright, well, my predictions were I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Bly do this again, but he's already getting the Overlord out. Now, he did go for, I believe that was a 12th pull last time. We'll see. I think, again, like when you're up one quickly in a series like this, and you just want to get it over with, if you know that worked in Game 1, why not do it in Game 2? But again, might not want to seem like a cheesy player. It's up to how he wants the audience to perceive him, I guess. But I think ultimately it comes down to you want a victory no matter what. Yeah.
I think he did a variant where it was a gas before pool, and we're seeing waytosmexy take that route this game, going for that early gas, and Bly's going to opt for the pool first this time, and it's a very precise position where he puts his pool there, Rifkin.
Well, a big part of that is so the queen can choke off in that little gap between the spawning pool and the hatchery. It's really important that if you do that when lings come to attack you, well, only 2 or 3 lings can hit you at a time instead of getting a full surround off. It's actually really effective, but I want to point out Smexy, I don't know if he knows the precise pull timing Bly did this, but he's doing the same build Bly did and turning it right back on him.
Kind of going to try to shove it back in his face this game.
I don't know if this will work, though. I've seen Bly hold this off. Like, someone in chat said earlier, and I will reiterate this, he is the master of lings.
Yeah, and he's going to be the master of scouting in a second as his Overlord is pressing across the field.
Great segue, Doom. I give you 9 out of 10 thumbs up for that.
And waytosmexy's got his own Overlord over here as well. It's going to see the fact that the hat's going down early. Now, waytosmexy doing the small variance between his and Bly build is that he's actually placing a hatch down himself. So
yeah, so he's
going for this egg speed off the bat too.
Yeah, he's not looking to go all in off this. If he wasn't going for the hatchery, then we'd see the baneling nest come down as a fault, like what we saw with Bly. But with an earlier investment in lings, hoping to have speed up before his opponent, you can certainly do some damage. But again, queens are pretty darn good when it comes to fending off low amounts of lings.
Well, that's exactly what's happening here. Bly's getting his first queen out on the field. Meanwhile, waytosmexy hasn't just now started to make his first queen, so kind of peculiar that he had the pool up so early but didn't go for the queen, instead opting for those 6 Zerglings, which are now trekking across the field, spotted out by Bly's Overlord.
Well, that's the downside. When you get the speed to go hand in hand with it, you just don't have the minerals to crank out that queen like you want to. And quite frankly, if you're just going for a quick attack, the queen's not exactly effective. You're not going to be using it offensively, but Bly already has 1 queen at the ramp, and the second one has got to get out in time.
He's also got 2 Zerglings in the base of waytosmexy. Oh, taking down a drone there. Nice little move from Bly in this situation. Just getting what he can, knowing that there's no static defense, no defense in any way, means or ways, but here come those first lings across the field here, Rifkin. They got a decent surround on this. Queen's got to back up to try to get reduce the surface area. Yeah,
Bly should be able to take this fight pretty easily. 2 queens, if he holds on the ramp, it'll be a little bit irritating, but as we see, baneling's now morphing in, and even if you got speed, it just means you run into the banelings a little bit quicker.
Bly doing it right in his face there, morphing those banelings. Or does he know? Well, he probably knows exactly what's coming down. Those lings getting the base, getting a lot of information from him, knowing that he just needs to hold off any type of early pressures that are coming from his opponent, because looking at the unit counting station right now, he's in a significant drone lead.
Yeah, and Smexy's got his own banelings now, slowly coming out, mind you, but when you've got speed, that one advantage is you can kind of send like those 2 lings to fishtail on top of the baneling, try and pop it early, and if you can, hey, so much more power to you, but with these 2 queens vanguarding with a spine crawler, that's not going to be an easy task to do.
Yeah, look at the spread. Look at the spread, Rifkin. The banelings are ready.
This is like AI level spreading. Like
it's like Obama. He's the Obama of Zergs.
I thought you said Obama for a second. I was like, what relevance is that? Like he's not keeping his campaign promises? Like I don't understand.
Oh, Bly always keeps his campaign promises. Look, look at the control.
Loses 1 baneling, but still not even that crazy. Transfuses the queen that was low. waytosmexy has significantly fallen behind in drones at this point too. He was only behind by 3 guys. He started droning up now, but it's a 21 lead versus 13. It's not a good spot to be in for sure.
And Bly sees this with his Overlord now just jutting into the natural expansion of waytosmexy. I think he saw a couple of drones down there. Not really. He's probably not keen to what the exact count is, of course, but We could look at it down here, and we see it's significant, man.
If
It's
he,
up 7 drones with his opponent.
yeah, and if he sniffs out the Zerglings, if he sees that count, he'll know for sure that he's wicked far ahead, because that's a lot of larvae that Smexy had to dedicate to make this many lings. And this is really unfortunate, because you never want to have lings floating around like this, because quite frankly, they're useless.
Dead space indeed. So it's curious to see how each player is going to transition out of this, but we're starting to see those deviations now. Bly's going to opt for his lair and adding on additional 3 gases, while the Roach Warren is going to be placed down by waytosmexy.
That's kind of cool. I think if Bly hits with Mutalisk, he's going to catch Smexy way off guard, and if he can snipe off those Banelings, he can then send his own lings to flood across the field and not have to worry about the Roaches too much. Roaches, of course, while beefy and tanky and can certainly take a hit, they're not very mobile when you compare them to Speedlings.
That is quite true indeed. But I'm curious to see, where Bly is going to take this. I know the Muta is definitely a good unit in the matchup, but with those 4 gases, I can't think of much else where he's going to try to transition into here.
What is Bly? If anything else, he would be the guy who goes for Burrowed Infestors and tries to catch everyone off guard. But I think it's pretty safe to say it's going to be Mutalisk. He'll probably be Aspire. But we'll find out in a second. Meanwhile, we got Banelings morphing in right outside the base of waytosmexy, and unlike Bly, there's no Spine Crawlers here.
There's not a whole lot of anything except for this small pack.
These are not good trades on those Banelings. 2 for 2. And there's so many more flooding upwards. This is going to be a massacre is what this is going to be.
That was a very smart move from Bly there, saying you're going to run up the ramp. Well, I'm just going to take out your economy.
Oh, but look, I'm coming from behind. Connects to all those lings. And even if he can't end the game right here, I mean, he really should be able to with the damage he's already done. Look at that. There's that Spire I was talking about. 26 lings going to be flooding across the field, and Roaches in low numbers do not contend well with Zerglings. Roaches in high numbers topple over Zerglings, but we do not have high numbers. And this hatchery is going to go down. It pops with the last ling dying at the last possible second. That's got to hurt for waytosmexy.
Oh, that was so gross. That was so gross. The DPS of those Roaches just got to the point where they could handle those lings, but it was not in time. That was almost like a math equation right there. It's not ending. More and more lings are going to flood in here as the Roaches are out of position.
Oh man, there's just no way to shut this down. Bly doesn't even need the Mutalisk. He's making Spine Crawlers behind this because he's worried about a counterattack, but little does he know, waytosmexy is not able to afford to... Yeah. Oh my god, all the workers being massacred here. The last couple drones are going down there trying to fight these lings, but of course, there's less than 10 workers on the field right now, and some of them are even long-distance mining.
Great hold positioning there from Bly with his lings. Take down as many drones as possible, and with 9 mutas on the way.
Can we get this man an award? 35 workers killed with a very quick 2-0 sweep. This has got to be a record for a quick DreamHack opener. But of course, here's Rifkin calling the game too early. We'll see how long Smexy decides to try and fight this out. The sad reality of this, though, his Roach Ward is slowly going to die. Yes. Even if Bly doesn't attack.
I anticipate he'll have something to say once he sees these mutas, which are now going to attack his Roaches, and there's the GG.
Alright, Bly going to take a quick 2-0 over his opponents.
Very quick.